What's up, guys? Matt Brown here for TheLines.com. Hopefully you had a nice holiday weekend, and hopefully as we head into Monday here, you've already got a profitable week here in Week 12. It is Monday Night Football. It is the Steelers at the Colts, and it is a game I imagine nobody's getting very excited about. Both these teams pretty much out of the playoff picture, though the Colts, I guess, could make a miraculous run here and get in there. But this is basically teams playing for pride, seeing what they've got going on with, players for the future and things like that. So as we know, everything we do here, absolutely free. Please go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below. Give us a thumbs up and let us know in the comment section. How the hell are you playing this thing? Pretty interesting to me as we sit right now, 2.5. There is a 3 sitting here over at PointsBet. So if you did want to play the Steelers, obviously, playing the little bit of an expensive 3 is better than the 2.5, obviously, exponentially better. So that would be something that you would want to be looking at. 39.5 is our total. I'll scroll down here so we can kind of take a look here at some of the injury stuff that's going on. I mean, look, Indianapolis fairly healthy in all of this. Most of these guys that are listed as questionable are expected to go. On the Pittsburgh side, about as healthy as they've been all season long. From an injury standpoint, I'll kind of stop on the Colts offense versus Steelers defense. And basically what we have in this Colts offense is the worst offense in the league. Basically all season long. I mean, really and truly, it's one of the worst offenses in the league. Statistically, I'm not going to bore you. I will just give you the kind of the big ones. Dead last DVOA, 32nd in the league. Overall offense, dead last. Pro Football Focus has them 30th. So dead last DVOA. PFF has them 30th. Offensive EPA, which is a completely different advanced metric, 32nd, dead last. So again, you get it. Points per play, 31st in the NFL. So we're just looking at a very, very, very poor offense here. And yeah, they went back to Matt Ryan, and does that do a little bit for them? I guess. But let's remember, these are season-long statistics that I just rattled off to you. So when Matt Ryan was the starting quarterback, a lot of this was done while he was starting quarterback, right? I mean, like, this has just been a pathetic offense all season long. It's been horrible all year. And, obviously cost Frank Reich his job. And then now we have Jeff Saturday stepping in and trying to figure out what to do here. This Pittsburgh defense, even without TJ Watt for the majority of the season, has still been pretty good. You can kind of see over here, they've been fairly decent if you look at it. I mean, the only thing that they haven't been good at is getting pressure on the quarterback. And again, that has a lot to do with the fact that TJ Watt hasn't been out there, right? I mean, they're 30th in the league in pressure rate. But if you look in the 3 weeks since he's been back, since TJ Watt's been back in the lineup for this defense, if you look at their EPA per play, they're actually in the top 5 in all of the NFL. So again, it's one guy rarely can make that big of a difference. But TJ Watt obviously is that guy, right? I mean, he's that guy that can make that big of a difference for this team. If we head over here and kind of see how the Steelers offense and the Colts defense match up, I mean, look, it's pretty simple, right? I mean, we know Pittsburgh has been pretty terrible all year long as far as offense goes. They're in the bottom 10 in basically every single statistical category, if not in the bottom 5 in these, pretty important statistical categories. I mean, specifically like yards per play, they're 31st in the league, right? I mean, they're second to last, and they're putting Kenny Pickett in bad spots as well because they can't get anything done on the early down. So they keep getting in these second and third and longs. Their early down success is 24th. If you look at their early down EPA, it's 31st. So that doesn't work good for a young quarterback either, right? It's kind of working in a situation where he's always kind of embattled, going at these second and third and longs and things like that. So I'll let you read here some more of the thoughts in this one. But mainly, guys, this is pretty straightforward to me, right? If we are playing this thing if you have to play this straight up, I would not. But if you had to play this straight up, you're going to take the expensive 3 that you can get on Pittsburgh, and that's really the only way. You're going to take the full field goal in a game with an incredibly low total. And that's, if you're going to go that direction, that's how you're going to do it. Do you expect this Indianapolis team to just suddenly figure things out and win by any sort of margin, this far into the season? I don't think that that's really a logical way to go about it. But I am not going, I didn't play this thing straight up. Listen, I have a teaser. I played the stinkiest teaser of the week. If you were listening to, if you listen to our full week podcast and things like that, I had the Carolina Panthers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Carolina leg is already home. So I have the Steelers up to 8.5 in a game with a 39 total. Listen, if we take a look forward into week 13, there are multiple other teaser options that you can play. For example, if we go down, the Jags are in teaser territory. At some point, it looks as, the Giants are in teaser territory. The Ravens teased down are in teaser territory. The Browns teased down in teaser territory. Basically what I'm saying is there are a ton of options. Cincinnati up to 8.5. I would not do that one though. That one I'm not incredibly interested in, but just saying it would be an option, and kind of the same thing here. I wouldn't necessarily be running to play the Raiders at up to 8.5, but I'm saying you have multiple different dance partners in week 13. I would open up a teaser leg with the Steelers and pair it to a game in week 13. I mean, getting this up to 8.5 in a game with a 39 total is just the way to play this thing. I mean, can you imagine Indianapolis just suddenly figuring out a way to win at margin? And again, this Pittsburgh defense is exponentially better than the season-long statistics now that TJ Watt is back in there, right? So a defense that was middling for the entire season is now more looking like that kind of top 10, 12 unit that we thought, at least over the last 3 weeks since he's been back in there. So I really like opening up a teaser leg here with the Steelers. And like I said, you have a ton of different dance partners here in week 13. Hell, you could tease the Steelers with the Steelers if you wanted to, taking the Steelers up to 7.5 against the Falcons. So, I mean, it is, to me, the only way really to kind of play this game is to put the Steelers in a teaser. Like if you wanted to do a same game teaser, you can. I would lean towards Steelers and under. I just don't think this thing becomes a shootout. So if you wanted to do same game, I think you could go about it that way as well. From a prop standpoint, the only guy that I think is really intriguing, at least to me, is Freiermuth in this thing. And if you look, I mean, it's sitting at 44.5. He's the guy that, at least from a Pickett standpoint, is getting the consistent looks week in, week out. I mean, Pickens is certainly getting red zone looks too. If you want to play like an anytime touchdown on Pickens, or if you wanted to kind of YOLO a play as a first touchdown on Pickens, I don't think that's the craziest thing in the world, because certainly Pickett does like throwing to him. But Freiermuth is a guy that's consistently kind of getting peppered with targets here. And like weirdly enough, with the Indianapolis defense, even though they've been fairly decent all season long or whatever, for whatever reason, tight ends, they're in the bottom half of the league against tight ends. Like tight ends have just kind of been having some success against this team. So if you want to play yardage, I think that's better than receptions, just because 5 is still a lot. So, I mean, I think you could kind of lean a little bit more towards the yardage type play here on Freiermuth. And basically from same game parlay, this isn't really one of those fun games you can do it, right? If we don't expect a ton of scoring, it's kind of hard to get there. I mean, I played basically like a teaser leg, single alt spread here with the Steelers at plus 7.5. I just have like Pickett and Ryan not being completely useless. I mean, like Ryan over 200 passing yards, Pickett over 170 passing yards. Again, just kind of like looking at it from that standpoint. I just have it over 33.5 points, like, again, a ridiculously low total. And then like Freiermuth, if I think he's going to have, a decent day, I already talked about his prop here. I just have him over 30 yards. It gets us to 270. Again, nothing sexy in this one, really. If you wanted to throw a touchdown scorer in there, that's where you could really boost this number up. Like I mentioned, let's say Freiermuth is our anytime touchdown guy to go along with our 30 yards or something like that. If we did that, then it boosts this thing. Why did that not change? Anyway, it boosted up to like 6 or 7 to 1, something like that. I don't know why it's not updating, but yeah, it boosted up to like 6 or 7 to 1, something like that, if we wanted to go that direction. But again, I think the best way to play this is just a teaser leg for the Steelers, and we just kind of move on to week 13. Not a sexy game. Two teams, not much to play for here. Just a kind of getting through the rest of the season, stuff like that. So it's Monday night, and it's a bummer that we don't have an exciting game. But I think this is, look, 8.5 and a 39 total. Steelers up to 8.5 and a 39 total with so many different legs that you can play in week 13, I think is the way to go about this. Guys, everything we do, absolutely free. So please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up. Let us know in the comment section how you're playing this thing. This is the Discord button. So be sure upper right-hand corner of the site, you can get in there. You can discuss this game with the people who are playing it, maybe some other ways or whatever. I'm just not going to have a ton of action going on here on Monday night. Just need a teaser leg to get home from the Steelers. Guys, good luck on all your bets here on Monday Night Football.